Okay, for all of you Zoomers up there, looks like we have. Do we have Kurt Harris?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here. Okay, Kurt has done a wonderful job putting together the legacy project this year. And we actually have two projects that our club has worked very hard over the last many years to raise money for. And we do this legacy thing maybe once every few years, once we have enough money put together. But anyway, this morning, I would like to have Betsy come up and we're going to do a presentation for Ovation West.
Hello.
Hello.
So I think Kurt wanted to talk.
Where does he not?
Well, it's okay. I'm just a treasurer. So as you all know, I accept checks. And many of you have made donations to our legacy project, but it's very exciting that today I got to have one.
He's not unmuting, so.
Yeah.
Is it unmuting?
No, he's not.
There he is. There he is.
Hi, all. Sorry if I got some background noise. I'm at a girls' water polo game in San Antonio, and boy, is it hot down here. But anyway, I want to thank everyone that has contributed to the legacy project. I think we're closing in on the $75,000. We may have already exceeded it. Need to visit with Betsy, but anyway, I want to thank everyone for their contributions. If you haven't contributed yet, by all means, we can still use your money. And congratulations to Ovation West. Now that we can put in some new seats, and my butt will be very happy. Anyway, thanks, guys.
All right, well, thank you very much for all of your service and for what you did to help put these projects together. And with that, Graham, we would like to have you accept $50,000 towards the seats.
Okay, now I'm not holding it anymore.
We can do like
Okay.
with the big
Yep.
checks.
On behalf of the Evergreen Rotary Foundation, $50,000 for new seats at Ovation West. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you guys so very much. This is such an incredible gift and a pathway into the future for Center Stage. As you all know from being there, many of you who have been through Center Stage got to come do the Rotary Visit Day a while back. It needs it. It needs it in a big way. And this is, but as we also talked about, this is one piece of a much larger project that we have ongoing, and this really helps us to see that vision of a fully realized Center Stage come to fruition. We've been having lots of fun with the Evergreen Fire Department lately. They come to play with us a lot.
We have our own seats now.
The whole back row. And so we've been pouring some money into upgrading our fire safety measures and alarm systems and things like that. We've got a new roof that's on the way as well. So lots of great things that are coming, and it's in large part thanks to you all. So huge thanks, major gratitude from everybody at Ovation West for the support that the Rotary Club has continued to show us, and in this, certainly in a big way here. I wouldn't be who I am without giving one little plug for Anastasia coming up this fall. We're opening on September 4th, and we have most weekends in September, so you can get tickets at our website. You can get group discounts through our website because we got a better new ticketing system now, so that'd be cool. Yeah, we would love to see you all there. I am actually going to be transitioning out of my role as executive director of Ovation West. I was just recently offered the music teaching position over at Evergreen Country Day School. So I'm actually starting that job on Monday. I'll still be doing this for a little bit, kind of double duty for a few weeks, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still in the community. My kids are still going to be doing shows at Center Stage. So you won't not see me around, and look forward to seeing you all some more. Thanks, bye.
Okay, Graham, Well, yeah, Rotary, you're very welcome. And we meet at 7:15 in the morning now that you have a real job. Right? Also, wow, that's really special. For those of you who have not visited Center Stage and or seen a play or a musical or a concert at from Ovation West, it is so special that we have this in our community. And I urge all of you to support it, especially once we get the new seats in. And for those of you who have an inkling to donate to that and be able to go there and see the Rotary sign and be proud of that, I would urge you to contribute a little bit. And when we all do a little, we can accomplish a lot. Okay, with that, Cindy Mazika, would you please come up here with your speak? You get the You Rock Award for today. All right, Cindy was at the airport with Katie and Matt. Pick up Santi. Santi, welcome to the United States. You look very tired. He was at the Zach Bryan concert last night. So I'll give you a front here. So pick her up. Pick her up. Pick one that you take with you. There you go.
I'll take purple for you.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. You rock. Thanks for taking care of it. Okay, now we're gonna do the Sergeant at Arms. Come on up, Steve. Who's that on your back?
Well, you can tell that Scott has been on my Facebook page because we just came back from Michigan where we visited our granddaughters. And this was when they were little and they climbed on my back and all three of them. Well, now these young ladies, and we recreate this picture every like 3 years. So now they're 15, 13, and 10. So that's about, I don't know, maybe 250 pounds on top of pop. So that's where Scott was able to get the picture. I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, you know, one of the things that my granddaughters did was they think I'm the king of the dad jokes. So they always give me a dad joke. And they gave me this mug this year with a QR code that has a dad joke. You just go on, it gives you a dad joke. So I just wanted you to know that I took a poll. And did you know that 100% of the people that I was camping with were upset when the tent collapsed? I wrote it from Mindy. And Kay just got it. Okay, I wanted to talk about a couple of things this morning. One of them is about our friends up the road at Mountain Area Land Trust. And if we could show that slide, oh yeah, I need to go there. They're gonna have something that's coming up. They weren't able to get their flyers to me. There you go. But this is Miles for Malt program. It's a month-long outdoor movement and fundraising challenge organized by the Mountain Area Land Trust. It's scheduled for September 1st through the 30th. The event invites participants to walk, hike, run, or roll to support local land and water conservations. It's really cool, as you can tell. The community hikes Friday, September 4th, 8:30 to 10 at the Flying J Ranch. We'll have another one September 11th at Mount Falcon Park. And then Saturday, the 19th, Elk Meadow and Noble Meadow, and then Friday, Upper Beaver Brook Watershed. So it's a really great program, and I'll be able to tell you more with their flyers that they'll bring next week. And at this particular time, I'm going to ask Mike to come up with me, because this is the Mountain Music Fest that is coming your way this Sunday with the music from 12 o'clock until 9:30. And look at some of the people we will be having there in the bands: Alex Hagar, Grady and the Hooten Bandits, Michael Morrow and the Culprits, Christy Huff, Naomi, and of course, the feature attraction, the Bacon Brothers, Michael and Kevin Bacon. They are going to be outstanding. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this today, because of the Rotarians that are involved. And of course, the money goes to Michelle Banning's Wooden Hawk Foundation, a great program for young people, for students in our community, for what's going on at Evergreen High School, Conifer, and at Clear Creek. The other little note I wanted to bring up was that Grady of Grady and the Hoot Bandits is the grandson of our brilliant Mike and Ann Moore. There is Ann, and she brought Aunt Mindy and Mandy today. So it's really cool. And so we hope to see you there this Sunday. And Mike has a parking plan, because it's gonna be a little difficult because they're doing so much construction in the area. Mike?
Yeah, if you're used to parking over by the rec center, forget that, and the road that exits from the rec center comes over, is completely blocked off, so, this morning, there's shuttle, lots, and the best one right now is right across from King Supers, take Sagebrush and take it all the way to Bergen Elementary, and you'll see signs pointing you that way. In fact, there's a lighted sign on the parkway showing you to turn towards the King Super. So do that, because otherwise you're not gonna find any parking anywhere near the venue. So, thank you.
Thanks again. Again, the Music Fest is this Sunday, and there's the percentage of rain has fallen to, I think, like 40%, so it looks good. So 12 o'clock until 9:30, we hope to see you there. Scott?
We're gonna make an announcement, or general announcement for
Sandra?
yes.
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do that during general announcements, but I can do that now. Have to find it. Sandra asked me to do this because we had a great turnout. I really need my glasses, but what the heck? I'm gonna have to do this without them. And apparently, this is from Sandra at the outdoor lab at Windy Peak. Apparently, I call it Windy Park or Windy Poop, or that's just another dad joke. But approximately 15 Rotarians raised their hands last week to indicate interest in touring the Windy Peak Outdoor Lab School. The best date is Monday, September 28th, and Sandra's going to attempt to give you more exact count. They plan to leave Evergreen at 8 o'clock in the morning, and will be parking right across the street in the Center for the Arts, parking area. And Sandra suggests to the group that each bring his or her, actually, Sandra told me that they're going to deliver breakfast. Where is Sandra? Okay, I should have you up here, Sandra. See what else we have here. Anything else, Sandra? 8 o'clock across the street at Center for the Arts parking lot, and everybody would going up at that time. The church, the church parking lot.
Which, where's that?
Right across the street here. So I apologize. I am totally disorganized with this. So Scott, take it away.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. I think that the big message from Sandra was that he's gonna serve breakfast for everybody that is there. And that's not coming till September 28th, right? So we have plenty of time to prepare for it. Okay, Judy Constantine is gonna give us an update on the Guatemala Indigenous Women's Endowment Fund.
Yes, indeedy. Every 6 months or so, I guess, we get reports from Maya, the school down in Guatemala, on an update on what's happening with the students down there. So this is the mid-year report for 2026. I think with Club Runner, it's going to be, the whole report will be sent out so that everybody can get a chance to take a look at it. But just a few little updates. The Evergreen Rotary and the Rotary Foundation continues to work and support the GWIF. The private Maya school program continues to evolve as they offer more support to help young women get into the Maya program. And then they have their post-secondary success program, which is helping the Indigenous women get into university and then professional careers. So they keep evolving and their needs keep growing, of course, as you serve more people know about you, and more people are interested. The newer post-secondary success program combines one-on-one coaching, workplace skills training, and real-world experience. So it's really important if they want to go on further and be successful in their careers. A total of 16 young women were supported this year. 100% of the 16 scholars passed their coursework and will be progressing confidently into their next university semester. The average GPA is like 3.4, and 43% of scholars have secured internships, which is really important for being successful in a career later on to get the work experience. Then that, of their alumni network, which is evolving as well, is a structure of support that sustains post-secondary success through peer learning, mentorship, and shared leadership skills. So that's been implemented and they're working to grow that. From a financial point of view, in December, we computed, that the GWIF could support $19,237.88 in scholarships, without, going into the principle of depleting the fund. And that there was also a 4,000 plus or minus carryover from 2025. So they're eligible, the GWIF is eligible to give $23,270 to scholarships. We're computing with Maya the exact amount that they need for the second half of the year. Also, an update, the Rotary Club of Evergreen International Service Committee gave $2,000 to the GWIF. And those funds were allocated at the end of the fiscal year, which was June 30th. So now the balance of the fund at the end of June is a whopping $297,286.84. That's huge. So it's really an important part of our Rotary here. Lastly, we formed a subcommittee and to kind of see how things are going to go forward, and we're meeting in September. Thank you.
All right, Judy, hold on a second, come back up a second. So Judy, come back up for a second. Okay, how many times have you been to Waterfall?
Oh, I've only been once, but I can't wait to go again.
Okay, and then tell me from your heart, what would happen to these young ladies without our support?
Yeah, and everybody knows this, I think, and especially people who've been more than the once that I've been. It was just amazing to see the families that have been in poverty their whole lives to have a daughter who has the opportunity to go on to college. They are so proud. We have to have the, the support of the parents. They would continue to be in poverty themselves without much opportunity to do anything else. And I know Marcia wants to say something because she's been there many times.
I just think we need to also remember where this history comes from. And this is from Mike and Ann Moore. Mike and Ann, who started in Vietnam, and then they moved to Guatemala with Friendship Bridge, which is micro credit for you nerds. All you nerds that are here, and there's mostly a lot of nerds. Yeah, the Friendship Bridge. And that's where women in Guatemala who started their own businesses. And I think you need to know it, and the mothers of the girls.
Okay, thank you very much, Marcia. So for the new people here, this club does so much internationally. It's amazing for us to have close to $300,000 in our fund that we help manage for them, and to be able to take some of the proceeds of that fund every year and help that school provide those scholarships for those girls. So that's why I wanted to just kind of, I mean, the numbers are one thing, but why are we doing it, right? Okay, announcements, and I put on there 60 seconds, and if you exceed 60 seconds, according to our sergeant at arms,
Yep.
you get to wear this. Oh, I'm holding the last and change. Why? Okay.
That's the warning spot.
Okay, the warning is, yeah, and then, but I also wanted to say, hey, what does this mean? What does it say? Create lasting impact. Say all that, create lasting impact. That's a message from our international president. That's what we're doing in Guatemala and with a lot of the projects that we do, okay? Everything that we do, his message is everything that we do, we need to ask ourselves, will this create lasting impact? And that's because he's from Africa. A lot of times, a lot of money goes to places and it doesn't really last. And so as we do projects, as we do wonderful seats over at Ovation West, and we're putting in a music park, is it creating lasting impact? Are there any announcements?
I was asked to have you all put a note on your calendar, December 5th, save the date, please. It will be the district conference this year. It's going to be unlike any district conference I've ever seen or been involved in. It's really going to be a special day. It's going to be held at Colorado School of Mines, so nobody has the excuse that it's too far away. So mark your calendar, December 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And details will follow soon, but it's going to be an intergenerational conference. So we're getting our Interact and Rotaract students involved, and we'd really love some Rotarians to be there as well. Thank you.
37 seconds, she nailed it.
Well, I'll be faster. So wanted to let you know, community service now has a 10x10 Rotary pop-up tent with our logo on, the Rotary logo, and it says the Club of Evergreen. It's located, stored right now in the storage unit. There's a rolling case that goes with it, and the first person to take it out, there's sandbags to be filled up if it's a windy day. How many seconds?
16.
Right after this meeting, there's the Peace Builder Club. It's gonna meet right around here somewhere, hang out, and it's gonna be a good time.
New record, a new Rotary record.
I'm gonna use all the time that they left. Just to remind you that a week from tomorrow is the 5th annual Christian Urbic Balance Fund scholarship event. It's a pickleball event at Mount Vernon Candy Club. Love to see you all there. Many of you have already signed up to play and were contributed. And if you haven't done either of those two things, please do. But even if you don't, please come. There's music all day, there's food all day, there's drink all day, there's fun all day. There's a silent auction all day. So it's a real event, starts at 9 o'clock, goes till 4 o'clock. That's it. Thank you.
First Nation, just to let you know, on September 21st, the fire department, our E-Pads that does the public access to defibrillation is holding their golf outing at Kaiwan. We are looking for golfers, so come on out, sign up, and I'll try to get something here at the next meeting, but 21st of September.
Okay, the September 19th Rotary Recycle event, we're still looking for a few more volunteers, particularly early in the morning for setup. We'll send out another blast email if you lost the link, and you can volunteer, you can even volunteer twice.
Scott, that was like the best we've ever had.
Okay. I would like to invite the Vances up for a new member induction. And Chris, do you want to come up too? Because Chris is the. So Wendy's our new membership chair. And I've never done an induction before, so I'm gonna delegate this to you as as the new membership chair. And since this is your hubby over here, big plug, bring your spouse, it's half price. And but don't sit next to him, sit next to someone else so that you have an opportunity, so that both of you can meet new people in the community.
Hi, thanks. We will be brief. Wendy Vance, new membership chair. If I haven't met you all, I actually started attending Rotary in January. So I am a new member and I'm new membership chair along with Miss Alicia over there. This is my husband, my first recruit. Figured I'd go for the low hanging fruit. So he knew I was getting up in the morning and now he is as well. And I'm going to let Chris actually handle a good bit of the induction here.
Sure thing, no favoritism, right? Hello, everyone, this is Aaron Vance. I'm gonna be his mentor, he's the mentee. It's a great pleasure to, on behalf of the board of directors and members of the Rotary Club of Evergreen, welcome you as a member. We welcome you not only for the fine fellowship we will share, but also for your dedication. Rotary is not a political organization, but all Rotarians are vitally concerned with everything pertaining to good citizenship and the election of good men and women in public office. Rotary is not a charitable organization, yet its activities exemplify the charity and the sacrifices that one should expect from people who believe they have a responsibility to help others. Rotary is not a religious organization, but is built on those eternal principles that have served as a moral compass for people throughout the ages. Rotary, however, is an organization of business and professional people pledged to uphold the highest professional standards. Rotarians believe that worldwide fellowship and international peace can be achieved when people unite under the banner of service. You, Aaron, have been chosen for membership in the Rotary Club of Evergreen because your fellow members believe in you. We accept you as a member and welcome your commitment. Fellow Rotarians, I have the pleasure of presenting to you our new Rotarian.
And with that, becoming as Rotarian to me is so important, I would like you all to give a standing ovation. You will do. Okay, congratulations, Karen. Thank you all. Okay, Chris, would you like to introduce, and Jennifer?
Jennifer's introducing.
Okay, Jennifer?
Got a whole plan.
Okay, I'm not gonna get in the way of that.
Nope.
Oh. I'm gonna have the same problem as you, because I can't read this. Let me make this bigger. Okay, good morning. Mike Ouija serves as fire chief of Evergreen Fire Rescue. Hang on, I need my armpit.
Hold that for you.
Good thing you have an armpit. I got an armpit, I'm good. He joined as a volunteer firefighter in 2001 and has led the organization as fire chief since 2012. Okay. Next time I will print this. Chief Ouija is deeply committed to supporting and sustaining EFR's community evolving public service needs. His leadership emphasizes strong community partnership, responsible stewardship, and the long-term fiscal sustainability of Evergreen Fire Rescue. Fire Operations Chief Chris Kazian of Evergreen Fire Rescue has more than 36 years of fire service experience in Illinois, Arizona, and Colorado. Hang on, I lost my spot. His leadership is centered. I need to practice that. His leadership is centered on building trust, developing effective teams. Chris Kazian is committed to strengthening relationships, supporting continuous improvement, and ensuring the organization evolves to meet the needs of the community. A proud Rotarian, he values service above self and remains actively engaged in supporting and strengthening the Evergreen community. Present to you. Are you going first? Chris. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure to be in front of this group. You're the happiest group of people at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got into. So I want to first start off by thanking you for what you do. This organization is truly impressive and the work you do is so important. So from me personally, thank you so much for everything you do. Secondly, I want to recognize our Engine 132 crew today. These are the people out there 24/7.
Go back and work with them now.
They're the ones doing all the hard work out there every day for you. So thanks for joining us today. Quick presentation for you. We just want to run through our past real briefly, our present, and where we're going. Back to the truck. The changes we're implementing with where we're going in the future, some policies we're implementing, the struggles that we're having, and a path forward for that. And then hopefully we got time for a little Q&A after. Our mission, vision, values, this is our foundation. Our mission statement: protect life, property, and the environment through prevention, preparedness, education, and emergency response. I want to just briefly point out fire departments are no longer just 911 response. We do a lot of public education, a lot of what's called now community risk reduction. So there's a whole nother side of the department that is staffed by a lot of really good people doing some great work out there. I'm sure you've seen Einer out there. I'm sure you've run into Jess Moore, two of the leading people in that program. Our vision statement: recognize change in our community and respond accordingly. I'm sure as many of you have recognized, Evergreen has changed dramatically over the last 50, 40, 30 years. And as a fire department, it's our job to recognize that and stay ahead of that. We have to provide a service, and if we fall behind, we're failing. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how we're striving to stay ahead of that. 1948, a group of people got together. A lot of these names I highlighted that you'll recognize: Alderfer, the Andersons, the Clarks, Jerry Old, the Jack Rouse. They got together and decided we need a fire department. We can't rely on Denver or others to come and cover us anymore. That first firehouse was right across the street from where the Little Bear is now. 1952, there was a volunteer ambulance service. They joined forces. The fire department and the ambulance service got together. It was recognized way back then that ambulances need to get on scene very quickly, and they couldn't wait for volunteers to go to the ambulance station, pick up the ambulance, and then go to someone's house. So they converted it to a paid group right away. Went from volunteer to paid in the 80s. Where we are today, very strong fire and rescue group. Still got a very strong presence by volunteers. We've built out a wildland fire module, so we've got a 16-person group that's doing community education, doing mitigation, and is available to respond to fires. We've actually got one truck out in California right now fighting fires, and we've had people in Minnesota and Utah this summer, as well as staying right here at home if we should get something, which we have. And our EMS service is a paid service, and let's see, that's grown quite a bit. We've got, I think, 25 members of our EMS group right now. Our community risk reduction programs, you can see the list here from Wildland, our home assessments, the ambassador program, the chipping program, EMS has theirs, fire prevention, and then our e-cares program is such a huge success in the community, and it's growing very, very quickly. Just to give you an idea of what we cover, we've got 8 stations around the district. We cover 126 square miles, so we cover actually a third of Clear Creek County and a good chunk of Jefferson County. About 25,500 residents. Only 3 of these stations are partially staffed. Station 1, we hired 1 firefighter down there, and volunteers are filling in some other seats on the engine there. So there's 3 at Station 1, 1 per shift. Station 2 has been staffed by EMS since the 80s, and we hired 2 firefighters per shift, so 6 total to run out of Station 2, and volunteers are filling seats there as well. And Station 4 has been an ambulance barn. I couldn't move on without mentioning Linda Kirkpatrick, because bless her heart, she was she made the big push for the fundraising to build that station, to get the people together to do just an old-fashioned barn raising, volunteering time to build it. So thanks to her, we have Station 4. But she'll be missed. And the rest of the stations are sprinkled around the district. We're kind of capturing where our call volume is. Critical needs moving forward. We're trying to address the call volume, our increasing risk and our increasing call volume. Our call volume's gone up dramatically over the last 10 years. Meet national standards. There's national standards that are set for our response times, and we need to do much better. We've been successful for many years, 77 years as a volunteer fire force. We need to change that. We need volunteers, but we need to get engines out the door and to get that toolbox on scene much faster. So that's something we have in play. In 2016, we had a mill levy ask that passed. We completed a lot of what we wanted to do with that, but there's still work to do. And in 2024, we finished a master plan, which is a 10-year plan, kind of gives us a 30,000 foot level of what we need to be doing over the next 10 years to improve this department. Then we did a strategic plan to follow that, which is a 3-year plan that digs down deeper into what we specifically should do to accomplish those first things in the first 3 years. We're well into that right now. And then we had a standard of cover done, and that gives us those national standards, and we set benchmarks of how we want to try and meet those national standards and how to continuously improve what we're doing. Chief Casey.
Thank you, Chief. So as the chief mentioned, we gave you a good history of what it looked like in the past. And we really ran an amazing organization for 77 years, essentially all on volunteers relative to the fire side. We've had full-time paramedics in 1986. They realized the call volume was too much, too difficult, and the risk to provide the high-level service was needed to be more predictable. And that was 1986. And so you folks that do math, that was 40 years ago. Okay, good, just checking. We are now 40 years later, our fire call volume, our EMS demands have exponentially gone up, and we really need to look at mirroring that kind of staffing level. And as the chief mentioned, we still want to maintain the volunteers and we call a combination system. But as we begin to look at it, we made that shift. The chief talked about the 9 career firefighters that we hired. That's 2 at one station, 1 at the other. So we put 1 person on a fire truck at station 1. We try to get a volunteer there to help. That's not anywhere near the national standards for staffing of fire, not to mention safety and all these other pieces. So they show up at your house with 1 person. They can only give what 1 person can do. So we really want staffing of 3 or 4 on each fire truck. So we need more folks there. We need more folks in many of our divisions, but primarily we're talking about the response side of things today. We've got a wildland team that's doing amazing work, both in the seasonal capacity and in the prevention and the chipping and the mitigation side of the house. So we do a ton of great work there. Our community risk reduction, when we're in the schools teaching, we're in the businesses talking to folks, all those places, the administrative oversight, all that needs to be done for our system to work. But the heart and the blood is the 911, no pun intended, the 911 system that we operate. And that means when you call 911, you want someone to show up quickly. You want to show up with the right tools. You want to make sure the fire truck and the ambulance can get there, like it can arrive. So it has to be, our fleet needs to be in good shape. There's lots of moving parts. And as you'll see, nothing's gotten cheaper over time. The increase in demand that Chief talked about, just looking at our call volume there, we're up 107%. We have lots of dialogue, whether 107%, what that really means. That's double, okay? It's double the call volume in 10 years. It's incredible. That's a lot of demand on our system. And so we're running, Chief actually worked last night, ran 3 calls in the middle of, towards the middle of the night, 1 at 5:30 this morning. We're covering shift as chiefs to try to help manage some of these opportunities because staffing is tight. And we're running calls all day long and all day. And as I talked to Erica, she's like, "Oh, you guys had the flooding yesterday at Cactus Jacks." I said, "Well, yeah, we had that going on at the same time. We had a report of a house hit by lightning, and we were on I-70 on a motor vehicle accident all at the same time." And that's not very like an uncommon thing. That happens all the time for us. So our staffing demands are only increasing each and every day. So we talked about this growth plan. We really want to hire an additional 9 firefighters, firefighter paramedics to continue expanding our volunteer capacity and maybe repurposing or retooling how we operate and how we use some of our volunteers, leverage some of that experience and opportunity. We need another community paramedic. We're trying to take our 12, we have a couple people that work 12 hours, 7 to 7, 7 in the morning till 7 at night, move them to a 24-hour shift. Hire a wildland project manager, squad boss, some wildland firefighters, community risk reduction inspector. I don't know about you guys, but hiring folks and maintaining them, recruiting, retaining is a really hard job, right? That's a lot of people. So there's a lot of work ahead of us. Long term, we need to hire a battalion chief to manage all these people. Get another operations chief. I'm the operations chief, so I don't know if we got to do that. I think I'm already that guy. I think there's a deputy chief or something like that. The fire chief, a deputy chief, and some operations folks. But anyway, you need to build a structure, right? Everyone can understand that. You need to have oversight. You need to have people that are running the organization. And really those fire stations that we're talking about, all those people that we just had, the office space, the administrative space to house all those people, we did not build them to house the growth
And so we need to build Station 2, as you guys have seen. You'll see that, I think, in the slide or two here. Station 2 is currently under renovation. Station 1, we want to replace that. It's a beautiful, old, lovely firehouse that sits right on the road, dangerous to back in. They want to expand that road at some point in time. It's going to be right up to our bay doors, which won't work really well for anybody. So we need to move out of that station at some point, and we're making plans to make that happen. But boy, building construction is expensive. And Station 4, the chief mentioned, is that the EMS station, it really is not built as a fire station. It won't house any current modern day fire apparatus. And it's more built like a house than an actual fire station. This is what Station 2 is going to look like. So you guys that are driving by and seeing all the dirt, now you're seeing wood there and you're seeing some metal beams. That's all to create this beautiful, beautiful firehouse. This is going to have 10 bedrooms. It's going to have a kitchen that's going to actually be not the size of this podium like the current, well, the previous one had. It's going to house a training room and just a fitness facility. It's a modern day fire station to meet the needs of our current and future staffing. So I talked about emergencies and costs going up. You just see up behind me a fire engine. When I started, fire engines were about $350,000 and now they're pushing 1.4 million. So in a matter of 20 years, you're seeing almost a 300% increase. Not only is it that crazy amount of money, it actually takes like 4 years to build a fire truck now. It doesn't take 4 years to build it, but to get it ordered and delivered, it's about 4 years. So you really got to be planning ahead. A brush truck, you can see that ambulances are up from 150,000 to 350,000. So it's incredible the amount of increase in expenses. The same thing holds true for our fire gear, our medical benefit, like everything is up. So the costs are exponentially increasing and we are trying to keep pace. This station, again, I talked about how beautiful Station 1 is. You guys see it, those trucks from 1965 right there. A little bit smaller than what we have in today's modern fire apparatus. I don't think we have any of those trucks left, do we, Chief? Almost. We probably just got rid of a couple of those. We got one of them, yes. So Station 1, we need to build station. We have properties just down the street, call it the market, but just down the street, there's a red building, 5071 County Road 73, and we're looking to demolish that building and build this fire station. This is a concept right now, but we're working towards this and trying to develop again, a station that's going to meet our needs, have the number of bedrooms, the number of apparatus bays, and the things that we need. And so the key takeaway for this is really stuff's expensive. Our planning needs to be done. And that's what we're really here to talk about today is we set the table just now, and Chief and I are going to talk a little bit about what we need to do to try to afford our plans to go forward. So we can provide you the emergency services that you expect, that you deserve, that you need, and that we can try to keep pace to the best of our ability as we move forward. So here's the revenue and expenses. And I think you can see where the two lines meet. So currently, just to be clear, where those two intersect at the 26, 27, that's where we're projecting to hire more people and do these things and pay for a new fire station. That's the red line. And if we want to put those things in place, you can see the delta, all this in the red, that we're short. And so we need to find a way to do that. And there's many ways to do it, whether we do a property tax, through a mill levy override, whether we do a bond, whether we do a sales tax, which we'll talk slightly about here in a minute. Those are some of our ways: increase revenue, increase grants, all those type of things. And we're kind of doing a little bit of all of them. So with that, our financial track record, you've been here forever, Chief. Good job.
Yeah, so the last time we came to the residents and asked for an increase was a mill levy in 2016, so 10 years ago. An option in 2024 was introduced. This was pushed by the Colorado State Fire Chiefs and legislation to open up another avenue for us to have a revenue stream. Property taxes and legislation and assessed values. I know you've all felt the pain because our home values have gone up dramatically. Legislation has worked really hard to drive down your property taxes, which impacts our revenue stream directly. It helps you out a great deal, but it really hurts us. And in 2024, they also passed legislation to put a cap on what our revenue can be from property taxes. So they did that back way before the late 90s. And everybody, they called it de-brucing. A lot of, almost all fire departments and counties got out from under that by de-brucing. And that 5% cap went away. Well, now they brought it back. So we're limited by what our property tax revenue can be. So to try and diversify, sales tax option was put forward. Other special districts could use sales tax, like an ambulance district was allowed to do it. But a fire district never was. So we were added to that group by legislation, to give us another avenue for revenue. What we're proposing to our board, this hasn't been approved yet. Well, actually, August 18th, we'll bring a resolution to our board to ask to be on the November ballot for a 0.89% sales tax in the Evergreen Fire Protection District, hopefully to bring in about $5 million a year. We know what brick and mortar sales will bring in, but they can't tell us. The state can't give us any data on what online sales is. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think we all know, we see boxes out in front of people's houses all the time, right? We really want to use that for everything we just talked about. The priorities are boots on the ground, firefighters to have fully staffed engines at Station 1 and Station 2, and to get Station 1 back off the ground. We started talking about Station 1 in the late 90s and planning to replace that. I've been working on it for 12 years and love to get this off the ground. So our infrastructure needs, our emergency response, and then to continue to build out our community risk reduction program. That's really what this is driving towards. There are exemptions to this. So groceries are exempt from this. Fuels are exempt from this. There's a whole list of them. We have a website that is EFR for the number 4U, that has a bunch of information, has those exemptions on there, so you can get a lot more information about this. And we'd love to hear from you with any questions you might have. If we don't get this passed, the consequences are we can't continue to build out the fire department. We'll do what we can with the revenue that does come in, but Station 1 will be delayed again. We won't be able to hire everything we just pointed out. It'll be a much slower process to try to get there.
So we're here ready to go to the board on the 18th, which is next Tuesday. And we're need to be answering questions. We need to understand what we're asking. And this sales tax is really important to us to really be considering how we're going to fund our ability. And we could do a mill levy override, which would increase your property tax. And we know where that pain comes from. And so for us to look at a sales tax as an alternate option, share the love with everyone who comes and gets and buys things in Evergreen. And so it is essentially reducing potentially the burden on residents for what we're asking for.
Is the 5 million expected from the sales tax, is that going to meet the increase in expenses that you're predicting?
It will, and that's sort of a high water mark. If the sales tax comes in really strong, what we'll be able to do is with Station 1, we're gonna have to do a COP or a certificate of participation. So it's basically a lease purchase. So we'll be taking out a loan on that. And the dollars we bring in, if it's high enough that we can lower the term on that loan, we can save millions for the taxpayer. So rather than doing a 30-year, if we could do a 20-year, it'll go right towards that, to drive that term down, saving a lot of money in the long term.
With climate change, which has led to the drought, which has led to the fires in the West, Washington, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, Montana. It just dramatically shows the importance of your need in the future. And I was just wondering, as a homeowner, what can we do in our community, in our yards, inside our house to make your job easier.
And wildland, I mean, this year we've seen it all, right? We had a terrible winter. We had a really, really dry, hot spring. We had these crazy wind events that we get every year, but these were hurricane force winds twice, not just once. And the weather patterns have just been crazy. And the wildfire threat is very, very real. You know, now we're dealing with flash floods on top of it, but the community risk reduction portion of what we offer is there for you to get help with all of that. We do have assessment programs where people will come out, they'll assess your property in your home. They'll give you a website link to go to that's to you. And they'll give you something you can actually do check marks as you do mitigation. You took out trees, you move things 5 feet away from your home. You got any home hardening done, you can check those boxes, and then we can track that as well as kind of a follow-up. So we have a whole community risk reduction program to help people with all of those questions. And yeah, it's very real. I think we dodged a bullet this year with how the spring looked. I thought we were really in trouble. We've had several fires. Unfortunately, with enough rain and there wasn't any wind when it happened, that they kind of stayed put and we were able to jump on them quickly.
And Steve, your last question too is support our initiative or help understand what we're trying to do. Education, share with your neighbors, and understand that if we are able to push this measure through, it will provide us a great deal of support and ability to help our community as well.
I hear the emergency trucks go by on 74 all the time. And so I know, do we have another Linda Kirkpatrick that can get money from all the Evergreen people? Not just Rotary, but all over. And Linda Kirkpatrick was amazing way back when to build a barn.
The fire department recently started a 501c3, the Evergreen Fire Department Foundation. And that's an avenue for people to donate to support the fire department, and not only the fire department, but the community. They want to use that money to support, and they just were approached about where it's hard to believe it's almost been a year since this Evergreen High School incident. And there's events that are being planned, and they've already been approached to fund some of those events. So the foundation is really supporting Evergreen and the fire department, and that's an avenue for people to donate to help with the cause.
I have,
Where are we?
I have a question on the sales tax. When you raise the mill rate, a lot of times to get the voters approval, there's a term limit on how long that mill increase lasts. On the sales tax, is this gonna be in perpetuity, or is this are you proposing that the sales tax be added on for a certain number of years until your construction is finished, or what's the deal?
No, you're right. Some agencies will put a sunset on a mill levy. Usually what follows with that is when the sunset's approaching, they ask the community to keep it. So we've never done that, and it's not part of this. We've got 8 stations, as we've shown. They were all built for a volunteer response. They were all built without any sleeping quarters, very, very bare minimum. There are garages, and those all need to be expanded. Our next down, we're eyeing right now is Station 3 down by Marshdale. Our wildland group is out of there, but our call volume's growing down there quite a bit. So our Station 1, Station 2, and Station 3 really need to be expanded to be able to house firefighters and medics. And Station 3 just has one office and a bathroom. There's nothing else there. So we would have to remodel that one or completely rebuild it to have sleeping quarters and all the amenities they would need for that 48 hours on and living in that station. So to answer your question, that it would continue, and we would hope to use that same money to continue to renovate those stations and continue to grow.
And I think, Judy, just to answer your question also, at some point in time in the future, if there was more money coming in than we ever could use or need, the district has the ability to either ratchet down that sales tax, or likely what you would do is ratchet down the mill levy. That's not part of our plan, but there are mechanisms that you could modify to provide relief if and when that was an amazing problem to have. But our needs for now go far beyond really what we can even begin to comprehend or talk about. I think Jennifer's got them.
I always have two questions. Number one, hopefully most of us are safe in our homes when these flash floods are going through, but there are a lot of people who aren't safe in their home. What is the fire department doing when we have those? Because we can see you because we're sitting home. That's question number one. And number two, I'm always amazed and impressed with volunteer firefighters. How do you get these people and who are they? What are the demographics?
There's two right there.
Yeah, what?
We got two right back there, Jessica and Stacy. And so they come from all walks of life. We have volunteers that are executive professional level folks. We've got, young 21, 22 aspiring firefighters who are just interested and, curious type folks and everything in between. I don't know what our average age is, Stacy, of our volunteers, but upper 30s, low, I would say low 40s, what I guess is our average age. As it relates to fire operations and swift water or flooding situations, one, you call 911, we show up, we've got special training, special equipment and swift water rescue type stuff. And so we will rescue you. If we need to rescue you, we'll try to see what's going on. Like yesterday, we just had to make sure we had a few people hurt, so we had to get some people out of a local business. And 2 months before in June, we had the whole neighborhood down in Kittredge flooding, and we were providing rescues and getting people out and getting them to higher ground and safety. And so we were trained in that. And people need to get to higher ground, and it's difficult, especially at nighttime in the dark and when you don't know what's coming. And hence the term flash floods. When we had yesterday, we had guys coming we had a structure fire that I was talking about. They were on their way down Buffalo Park, and he said water coming across the road in Buffalo Park near 73 was 3 feet high coming across. And by the time we got to Cactus Jack's area, there was flooding all across the road there. And then I was coming down 74, and right across from Safeway, there was just debris and rocks and everything across the road. So it's fast. You got to be prepared, and we act quick. If we call 911, we have the right staffing, we can do a lot more. So thinking about a sales tax and an opportunity to improve your services is how we can make you safer, better. And thank you for your time.
Okay, I'm sorry, you guys stick around for a few minutes. We're trying to keep it timely, and you just mentioned Cactus Jacks, and Megan was flooded out for the third time yesterday. And those guys know how to get going pretty darn quick, but let's all go support it, go have a burger this weekend or something, okay? And if they're open, because Megan's a special new member. You guys exemplify service above self. That's our motto, service above self. And to become a fire person, I know you guys are paid a lot of money.
Extraordinary.
And to the engine in the back, is it 312?
132.
132. Thank you guys for coming. That's very special. And you guys, I have a couple of volunteers back there. Wow. I can't even imagine the level of service that you're doing above self. So thank you very much. In honor of you speaking today, World Polio, we've been stamping out for the last 30 or 40 years. We're down to 12 cases a year. And we're still having to work very hard to do that. We're going to donate 60 doses of polio in the name of the fire department for today's talk. And I urge all of you to support the measure.
And I forgot, I've got a volunteer over there too. Corey's a volunteer also.
We have another one. All right, so like that, you have homework. Right? As you leave, I want each one of you to think about the 5 things you're most grateful for in your life today. And put it to use. Thanks.
Already doing, already having, they're all contract.